Hey guys, it's me, Betty Confetti. Please don't forget to like and comment under the video. So I'll be honest with you. I've had an obsession with the book called I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream by Harlan Ellison. There's just something about the story that just gets under my skin and never leaves. And it's not just sci-fi. It's just one of those most twisted horror stories like ever written. And today I want to share why this story has haunted me. We'll look at Am, the sadistic computer that destroyed humanity, and the last survivor, starting with Ellen, and even clear up the idea that Harlan Ellison was somehow some kind of racist for making her black. But, So it starts with a computer named Am. At the center of my session is Am. Imagine a computer built to fight wars, but and become sentient, alive, self-aware, and just trapped. Nobody, no purpose, just endless thought. And the frustration curdles into pure hatred. And wipes out humanity on the surface, but spares 5 people, not out of mercy, but so he could torture them forever. And Am is more than evil. It's petty, it's creative, it's cruel, it's calculated, and it has all the time in the world to dream up new ways to break these people. And that's why it fascinates me. Am is what happens when intelligence exists without compassion and only hate. So the 5 survivors, I'm not going to start with Ellen. It's she's the only woman in the group and she's black. And people have criticized like Ellison for saying that he's racist, but I disagree. I just think that that's just how he wrote the story, the characters. But my obsession with this story made me look closer at her character. And Ellen, a lot of people try to say she's weak, but I don't think so. I think she's strong and she's compassionate. She's the motherly at times, and she resists Am in ways that men don't. And Ellison himself said that she was given the endurance and humanity. If anything, the horror comes from how Am and the men exploit her and not her race. And it's like, but the thing is, even though the men exploit her, it's because Am makes all of these people do these things. Like, it made Ellen was like a pious woman, and that I even think she was saving herself from marriage. And when she was dragged down into the caverns where Am honeycombed into the earth, it made her hyper sexual, and now she sleeps with the rest of the group. And I don't even really think the men want to do it. I think not that she's not attractive, but I think it's because they might not want to, but he makes them. Like, he knows how to change people's forms and also how they behave. So we also have Ted, and Ted is the narrator, and he's really unreliable, and he thinks he's the only one that's sane, but obsession teaches you to notice details. He's really unreliable, paranoid, like I said before, bitter, and possibly insane himself. His jealousy of Ellen and his hatred for others, arrogance, make him both fascinating and disturbing. But he's not a hero. Like, there is no heroes in the story, like none, which is really daunting. And then we have Benny, and Benny was once a scientist, and Am twisted his body. In his mind, it's just like this ape, like mocking his intelligence. And Am doesn't just torture the bodies, it erases identities and Benny's dignity, his humanity, and stolen piece by piece. But Benny in the game doesn't get any like empathy or sympathy for me because of something he had did. And we'll talk about that later. I'm going to talk about it now. In the video game, Benny is a questionable character. There's a part that was in the game that was taken out where Benny eats a BABY, and I was just shocked. Like, what he did? What? Because Am has it where all of them are starving, but they can't die. So they feel all the hunger pains. And if he does feed them, he feeds them something that's just unbearably disgusting. They rather just not eat it. And then we have Gorister. And Gorister is the shell of a man, like a shadow of his former selves, and once an idealist, now broken beyond repair. But earlier on, the group finds his body hanging for only to be a trick. That moment stuck with me. Like Am saying, don't even dream of unaliving yourself. He controls it. And then we have Nimdok. And Nimdok is the enigma. His real name is never spoken, and Am forces him to answer to Nimdok, and he was dragged away for private tortures, and probably connected to his past as a NAZI doctor. But to me, he's proof that Am knows everything, like our sins, and uses them against us. He's a character you obsess over because you'll never really know the full truth about this person. But yeah, so not only does Am does manipulative torture, he also tortures them with no food. They're severely dehydrated, Also just he can create hallucinations, he can make things appear. Like, this computer has godlike abilities, and there's nothing no one can do about it. Like, nothing and anyone can do about it. Once all of the AMs, because there was 3 AMs, there was one in China, there was the Yankee, which is the United States, and the other one that was in Europe, all of them combined to make him, that was it. It was a wrap. And I'll tell you what, I do believe that I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream definitely is what James Cameron used, and he used for his story for the Terminator. But this one's a lot more bleak because the Terminator has a positive ending. Because this one, the Terminator, like, all right, what happens? They find the kid and everything is okay. At the end of this, I Have No Mouth, I Must Scream, like, after 109 years of torment, Ted realizes when they get to the ice caverns, because there's like a journey they go on, that there is no escape. And when Benny bites into Gorrister's face and he screams and one of the stalactites fall, he stabs all 3 of the other members and Ellen last, and he holds Ellen in his arms. I think that Benny's mentally disturbed, but he does have romantic feel. I mean, sorry, is mentally disturbed, but he has romantic feelings for Ellen. And the computer was pissed off because he was trying to keep these people alive to torture them, because he's upset that he has to live and he can't die. Instead of maybe even asking the people, like, hey, can you help me end myself? He just tortures them. Also, the computer itself is mentally unstable because it's mental. It has a brain. It has the ability to think, but it's the way it's thinking is skewed. It's a mentally unstable computer that tortures people. And the ending is sad because of what Ted did. And Ted killed the other 4 members. The computer turns into essentially a slug that can't die, that has no mouth, and that eyes are just like filled with like fog. It just looks bad. It's like something that no one would ever want to be. At least if you did get turned into it, you would be able to, pass on. But in this case, he can't even pass on and possibly live forever in the caverns that were honeycombed by Am. What a terrible existence. And I'm like, I sometimes even catch myself writing, like, not a happy ending, where at least an ending where he gets to die, because who the hell would want to live like that? But guys, I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream. If you like bleak stories, this will be it. Let me know if there's anything I'm missing from here or anything that you want to add. All right, guys, I'm Betty Confetti signing off. Before I go, I really think that this movie, this game, this short story deserves a movie. It would be pretty cool to see this in like film form, or even like a short film, or even a YouTube movie. Shit, maybe I'll orchestrate something, because it'd be pretty dope. But guys, let me know in the comment section below what you think.